And the progress we are doing quite well.
Yeah.
I think since we began, we are almost 30% where we want to be.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, you are moving on well.
Yeah, we still have a long way to go.
Yes.
Because of the on and off of some players. I think the biggest challenge I'm having is a continuity of players in turning up for the training session.
Yeah.
But I think with time it will pick and we'll do very well.
Yeah.
First, I'm a seasoned player.
Yeah.
I've played for I think over 20 years competitively.
Yes.
And once you're a good player, it's good to give back to society.
Yes.
And when you move around, I think apart from the team I'm playing for, that is the Viga Legends, that is 35 years and above.
Yes.
I felt Sevilla has something that needs to be grown, and perhaps it lacks somebody who can help these youngsters come together and play this competitive football. I've seen them engage themselves in a number of build-up matches at Viga High School in Gavalagi, and I saw a unity of purpose. And I felt there is just one missing gap, and that the presence of somebody who will be a facilitator, a trainer, or a coach, or a father to these boys will maybe make them become a better club. I'll not say it is very stable. Of course, we have financial constraints, and I think that is a limiting factor. That's why we are not playing far matches. Like right now, I think we should be playing in Kisumu, some friendly matches. We had to abort a number of them. We had so many invites from Maseno. We even had a team from Nakuru inviting us to come and play. But I think the financial constraints, ferrying players to that place, feeding them and looking at so many other parts of their welfare is quite a problem. And I think they don't have a sponsor. So it's up to each one of them to bring maybe a shilling or two on the table. And of course, the coach to dip into the pocket to make them available. And I think that has been a big challenge. So far, we've tried to go to Gamalenga and within where we can afford to go. Because the new season calls for a new challenge. It's my big prayer that the big dream that I have in my head of seeing this team go places and even playing on international stage is very important. We want to start small and move up. Last time, I think I took a big challenge of taking the team to regionals. And I want to say the biggest success was that unit of purpose. The players believing in what they have and giving themselves a chance to be coached, because once you have a coachable team, it means they're taking in instructions and they are implying on doing what you're asking them to do. Then you go places. My biggest dream is to see Sevilla FC play and go even beyond where we were last year. Because the success of every coach is to see a team progress even better than what the previous team did last year. And I have all the belief that if all the challenges we have are addressed, then perhaps we'll be there. It's very possible. And if that tournament comes, I think we are good to go and we are ready. And I think I'm daring any other opponent who is ready to come. That I'm ready for that challenge. I think I'll say that is a negative notion because maybe during our times, sometimes back, we'd be playing this ball for pleasure and pastime. And I think perhaps not to engage in some other funny activities out there. But I think Kenyan football has grown, and of age it is even more competitive and paying. I know of so many players who are playing and it's putting food on their table, they're paying their bills. I mean, the dynamics in football has changed. Football has become a source of employment. I want to encourage any young boy, young girl who has talent in football to consider nurturing that talent. To engage himself in a team that will help nurture that talent to a level that I think one day it will pay the bills. And the parents back at home, I think it is a high time that we should not neglect the sport and feel it's a reservation of maybe boys. No. Or is a place where hooligans meet at that particular time to pass time. No. I think these are source of employment for youth. And with this CBC compliance system that is in Kenya, I think sports and co-curricular activities are given a priority. And therefore, learners can even balance learning in class and have enough time on the field and play. So let them play, and play. And I want to believe one point the star that in them will shine. They'll be on that international stage and they'll get something out of that. So to say that the biggest challenge we've had, I think with the onset of gambling, the game has been compromised. The standards are slowly going down. If you watched the Kenya Secondary School Sports Association games that are ended in Kisii, you'll see it was pulling so many clubs because they don't have a predetermined, kind of winner who is going to win. They don't have somebody who will win prematurely. You have to play and confirm it on the field. But I think to some extent the Kenya Premier League, the problem of gambling and match fixing has actually corrupted the otherwise what will be a good team has now moved down because the winner is not even before the game. There's a lot of match fixing and corruption has taken the center stage to a point where that talent, which could have been seen out there, which could have helped maybe somebody to become a better player, is now moving out of the scene completely. So if the element of corruption, match fixing, is getting out of the sports, I want to believe Kenya football can be a very entertaining game. Yes, because in the recent past we've had very good players going out and playing in European League and playing very competitively. By then we didn't have these vices. But with the encroachment of the problems we're talking about, then I think the cycle repeats itself. That's why Gor Mahia will always
the league,
AFC will, the other teams down there which will come, shine and disappear because they don't have, I'll say the bragging rights to remain on the stage. I think our ladies football is equally coming out to be competitive. Maybe the corporate world should step in and throw a hand of aid in terms of sponsorship. We have many girls, even the boys who are coming in to play. But to some extent, if there is no sponsorship, I think some are even pulling out and considering to go into maybe other employment, like maybe becoming teachers, going into the banking and whatever. So the message is I'm calling upon the corporate world and the businessmen and the well-wishers to come on board and sponsor. I think the only problem is sponsorship. Once this Kenyan football gets sponsorship, I think it'll be good to go. And the biggest problem comes from FKF up there. I think our football has gone into politics. And once you get into politics, you compromise the lead of the day. And so KFF is dancing to the tunes of politics. To an extent where it's not playing a fair game. If it was very fair, then we'll be having the best leaders. The right leaders will articulate what is supposed to be done in sports and will not even be struggling in sports. Look at a situation whereby a team qualifies to represent Kenya and it sends maybe 30 officials and 10 players.
10 players,
So it's our time to eat. I think that is the point that is on the stage. It is now my time to eat. So let us get as much money as possible at the expense of the player, at the expense of that athlete. I think with that and the politics coming in, then we'll struggle before we get our heads
we'll get there.
But I want to encourage youth and sportsmen. Let's not give up. Let's keep our heads above the water. Play this game passionately, and one day things will normalize, and I think the sports will be where they are supposed to be.